333 gratitude ritual that could potentially change your life. We're going to be diving into this episode of The Happy Hustle.
Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality.
This simple daily ritual can change how you happy hustle your dream reality and help you attract abundance. Today, we're talking about gratitude and specifically what you appreciate appreciates and how it does so with the science to back it up. What's up, y'all? My name is Cary. I am a lifestyle entrepreneur, an author and founder of The Happy Hustle. I can actually say best-selling author of The Happy Hustle because our book hit number 39 on the USA Today bestseller list. And I'm also top 1% globally ranked podcast host of The Happy Hustle. But specifically, more importantly, I'm someone who practices the attitude of gratitude every single day. And if you want more wealth, health, happiness, and just overall more fulfillment in your everyday reality, you need to practice the act of saying thank you more frequently. Because again, what you appreciate appreciates, as my friend Danae Logan says. And this is how you can transform your brain, your business, and your bank account. It's one habit that'll change everything. Okay, so I want to get into a little bit of the science. Then I'm going to share with you the 333 gratitude ritual that I like to practice and deploy every single day. And then some other gratitude hacks on how you can actually utilize this woo-woo science to attract more abundance and more fulfillment, more joy in your everyday life. All right, so let me hit you with this study. There was a Harvard Health study in 2003, and it was called Count Blessings versus Burdens. And this was from Emmons and McCullough. Basically, these groups were split into three different groups. There was a gratitude journal, a hassles journal, and then a neutral events journal. And these groups participated in, journaling gratitude, hassles, or neutral events. Now, the findings, and this is just a nutshell, so you don't have to go too deep in the science, stated that the gratitude group reported 25% happiness, or 25% more happiness than the other groups. They exercised for more than 1.5 more hours per week than the other groups. They had fewer physical symptoms and improved sleep. And the quote that was noteworthy, it says, "A conscious focus on blessings may have emotional and interpersonal benefits based on the data." There's a ton of different science and studies out there. There was also another one about how gratitude improves sleep. There's another one that says gratitude letters to yourself will boost happiness. There is a lot of science around it, but really all of them are talking about the law of frequency, because that like attracts like. When you are grateful, you get more from your universe, right? Your emotional frequency determines what you attract. And then when you tie it energetically, both personally and professionally, to what you crave, then it will manifest. So without going too deep down the rabbit hole, just know that gratitude is the key pillar to happy hustling your dream reality. Now I want to talk about a little bit of how this has changed my perspective and how I was able to deploy gratitude. I was largely burnt out, unhappy hustling, working like a dog, largely just looking for external validation in the form of profit, success, ego, status, power, all the things that society deems important when I was grinding like a damn dog with my tech company in New York City. And when I burnt out, I realized, well, there's a lot more to this game called life. And it's about being grateful for everything you do have. I got 10 fingers. I'm freaking blessed. Like, some people don't have 10 fingers. My dad, heck, he chopped one of his off. He's only got 9. So you got to think about starting with the simple things that you can be grateful for, and then you can manifest more. But starting with that cup of gratitude, right? And it really shifted for me. More opportunities flowed, my relationships improved. I just felt more alive when I sat down and journaled every single day my gratitudes, which leads me into the 333 gratitude ritual. So every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for, 3 people you appreciate, and then 3 wins, big or small, from yesterday. Okay, so think about that for you. 3 things that you're grateful for, 3 people you appreciate, and then 3 wins, either big or small. And this is like a less than 5 minutes activity, but this simple act will help you manifest more in your everyday reality. Another thing I like to do, and I told you I'd give you a couple gratitude tips, tools, and tactics, is this gratitude mirror work, right? So I like to say that I'm grateful for my health and my connection to God and my family and, things that I'm really grateful for, but in the mirror to myself, right? I also like to do a voice memo of gratitude where then I can listen back to myself, and it almost acts as these constant reminder of all the things that I've been blessed with. Because recently I heard this concept of this moving goalpost, and I've heard it in the past, but entrepreneurs and specifically high performers, they tend to move the goalpost. So you right now might have already achieved a goal that you desired, but then you move the goalpost and want to achieve another one. And you said that you were going to be really pumped and stoked when you did achieve this goal, but yet you really didn't take the time to celebrate potentially. And you just moved the needle or the goalpost down the way. And I call this the more disease. We're like constantly infected. We want more money, more status, more likes, more love, more all the things. But when is enough enough? When can you bask in the glory of what you've created? That's where this gratitude mirror work and voice memo can help. And then also the thank you trigger habit. This is another hack I like to share. And you just attach gratitude to existing habits. So every time I brush my teeth, I think of something I'm grateful for. Every time my head hits the pillow, I'll pray to God and thank God for everything I'm grateful for. When I'm doing a shower, I'll find gratitude. It's this trigger of when I do these things, especially when I eat, I thank God for this nourishment to my body, my family, my friends, everything that I've been blessed with. And those are triggers on how to practice more gratitude. So how this applies to you and your business is what I want to talk about next. And specifically, there's something to be said about this. When Gallup did this State of the Global Workplace study, they said that teams led by grateful leaders have higher morale and retention. And churn is one of the largest costs of any organization. That's why we have our company happiness program, which increases engagement and decreases churn. So if you run a company and you want to know more, you can check out thehappyhustle.com/company, shameless plug. But regardless, make sure that you are operating from that higher state of being as a leader, that you are being grateful and sharing that gratitude with your people, with your team, with your clients, with your customers. See, gratitude also helps you attract more aligned clients and then repel those energy vampire clients. Largely, when I take on a client that I don't really want to serve, which doesn't happen very often anymore because I just don't do it because I don't need to. And I feel grateful for that spot. But sometimes when you're starting, you work with people because you have to and you need the money or whatnot. And I get that. And it really does suck your energy. They're like an energy vampire. So gratitude helps you attract those perfect super fan clients, right? Also, if you want a little pro tip here, you can send handwritten thank you cards to clients. That helps boost loyalty like crazy. And then the 80-20 rule here, focus on gratitude on the 20% of the actions and the people that yield the 80% of your results. That 80-20 law, it plays in every capacity, especially with gratitude too. So here you go. There's some gratitude for you, some ways that you can increase the gratitude. I'm going to go through those 3 ways that you can happy hustle more gratitude, specifically starting with the 333 gratitude ritual. Again, that's every morning. You write down 3 things you're grateful for, 3 people you appreciate, and 3 wins, big or small. The other thing, number 2, gratitude voice memo and mirror work. And just, again, practicing that in the mirror, making sure that you are deploying that attitude of gratitude. And then the thank you triggers. So when you eat, say thank you, practice gratitude. When you're brushing your teeth, taking a shower, whatever, you can find gratitude. When you're working out, you say thank you for my body or whatever it is. Even if you're not super stoked, It's that constant state of gratitude that then helps you attract more abundance in every capacity. All right, here is the drummer roll, please. Gratitude is scientifically proven to improve your mood, sleep, relationships, and performance. So you have to use it every single day. What you appreciate appreciates both in life and in business and in your relationship. So appreciate your partner more and the things that they are doing for you, not focusing on the things that they aren't, and it will appreciate. And even 5 minutes of daily gratitude can move the needle and just change your reality. So it's not like a woo-woo concept per se, in my opinion. It's a strategy to improve your overall reality. Gratitude really is the way. Practice that 333 gratitude ritual, those mirror affirmations, that attitude of gratitude, and just spread that love and that light and that optimism, and you'll be happy hustling more in your reality. So that's it for today. Short, sweet, to the point. I hope you got some value from this one. Share this with somebody who maybe needs a little more gratitude in their lives, and they can lean into some of the, the science and the statistics around it. It just moves the needle in every capacity when you are practicing that attitude of gratitude. So I hope that you got something from this one. I'll just say straight up, I'm grateful for you right now watching and or listening, because I know you could be anywhere. Truly, you could be anywhere in the entire world with your time, but you're here with me right now, and I'm so damn grateful for that from the bottom of my heart. I truly mean that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, get out there and practice that gratitude. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.